And a look behind the curtain here. Final preparations for the challenge ahead. Hoping to come out of the gates strong. The tallest building in the United States, One World Trade Center. Looking glorious tonight as we come to you from New York. We welcome you to Noche and Beyond here on 2K Sports. From the attire to the food, the players' jerseys. Tonight, a celebration of the Latin culture. I'm Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Hall of Famer Doris Burke, and another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, from the sidelines. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for him.
And guys, I think the best way to measure his performance these last 10 games is his effective field goal percentage, which has improved, a sign that his game is in much better shape than it was not too long ago.
Now the opening lineup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Paul out there with Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's Robertson in at the small forward. And for New York, it's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Barrett is out there with Payton, and it's Dotson in at the 3 spot. A lot of opinions, Doris, on who may be named the coach of the year. When you look at the criteria for you when you're voting, what do you look at?
Well, obviously, you think about who has the best record. That's the first thing you look at. And what has contributed to that best record. But it isn't only about that, right? You have to consider, number one, what's the roster challenges that head coach may have had to overcome? Did he have to deal with any mid-season trades? There are so many things that go into making up a great year as a basketball coach in the NBA. So many things.
Here's Paul. Count that one.
And the first of many to come. Explosive offensive talent on both sides.
And that's the story of the league right now. Most any team can beat any other team on any given night.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul. And here is Payton. He had 10 points in the win against Utah.
And it wasn't only his scoring. The intensity on defense. He nabbed 3 steals that night.
No good on the 3. And it's Paul with the ball for the Thunder. And Elfrid Payton with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Paul passes to Adams. Randall against Gallinari. And it's sent back by Robinson. Blocked again. But they get it back. Shot clock at 2. There's the 3. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Payton against Paul. Payton kicks to Dotson. Shoots the 3. The offensive rebound. Robinson left side. Tries again. Yep, it counts.
Wow, they finally get it to go down on their 4th try.
Here's Paul. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Pistons in Detroit.
And it wasn't only his scoring. The intensity on defense. He nabbed 3 steals that night.
And the rebound goes to the Knicks.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
And Randall throws it down.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. Thunder have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Here's Paul. The Thunder with another miss.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
And Barrett slams it in.
Putting that speed to great use. Once Barrett gets a step on the D, good night.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Adams down low. Robinson on him. Shoots in deep. Bank shot. No good.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Hammers the alley-oop through.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder. And for the Thunder, a lot of the assistant coaches leaving this past summer. Greg, how much of a concern is that for head coach Billy Donovan?
Possibly a sign that Donovan could be on the hot seat in OKC. I mean, 3 consecutive first-round exits. Donovan on the final year of his deal. The clock is definitely ticking.
Now here's Paul. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game. Here's Adams. Can they get it? He takes it up and lays it in.
Well, simply stated, Steven Adams is a force to be reckoned with rebounding the basketball.
Payton looking around. Pass to Barrett. Beyond the arc. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played. Ball against Payton. Here's the lob to Adams. Deflects the pass. And a fast break now for the Knicks. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Robertson. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 3 points a game, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. And clearly, he's having a tough stretch here. But it's all about how you respond to the adversity. That'll be key.
Right, because everyone gets out of rhythm on occasion. It feels harder than it should be, but you've just got to keep working.
Now here's Adams. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Pistons in Detroit.
And don't discount the defensive presence, guys. He racked up 3 blocks for the game.
Dotson the pass to Barrett. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. And there are the Knicks with another bucket.
I'll tell you, right now, these guys cannot be stopped.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Gallinari against Robinson. Robinson with the block. Here's Dotson. He had 19 points in the win against Utah. Goes back up. Here's Randall. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
They get a hand on it. And now Randall pushing it up, and no one back to stop him.
Building up a big early lead. They have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end, Greg. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
For Oklahoma City, their last game was a loss to the Pistons in Detroit. To stop the run, basket counts.
And young point guards can learn a lot from Paul. The way he handles the ball is remarkable.
Payton with the ball. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Barrett the pass to Robinson. Shoots over Adams. And Robinson that time on the assist from Barrett.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
No doubt, Greg. On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
Here's Paul following the score by New York. Good work there as it goes.
This guy is putting his fingerprints all over the game in this quarter. He has flat out dominated the offensive end.
Now Payton. Randall kicks to Payton. Pass to Dotson. There's the triple. Drains it from beyond the arc. Dotson's got his second bucket of the night.
Wow, how about the start to this game? Taking excellent shots, capitalizing on everything the defense is giving him. This is great stuff.
Thunder trailing by 12. Now, here's Robertson. He feeds it to Adams. Another shot. Randall grabs the board.
Let's give some credit to the defense for how they're guarding this guy right now, because they're refusing to let him get comfortable.
Dotson the pass to Barrett. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on Shooter.
And it's Paul with the ball for the Thunder. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Listen, simply put, he's got to finish that. It's not like the defender was right on top of him.
Here's Randall. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Adams has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And you look at the way Steven Adams has developed his offense the last few years. It's been a huge boost for this team. He has always been a great defender, but now he is an important cog on this team in terms of scoring. And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
They have used their size and their strength to get off any shot they want. They've dominated on the interior.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And with Adams in his offense, you forget how young he is.
And big men, sometimes they just take a little longer to find their path in the NBA. And Adams has certainly found his. I remember him being in mostly to screen and rebound when he was a rookie, but look how far his game has come.
And a new group in for the Knicks. Bobby Portis is checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Gibson comes in for Julius Randle. Kevin Knox is checked in for Damian Dotson. And Smith subbed in for Peyton. Muscala, the pass to Baisley. Smith against Schroeder. Back to Muscala. And here's Schroeder. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Pistons in Detroit. Muscala misses. The Knicks leading by 17. Here's Smith. And it's slammed in by Smith.
Yeah, Dennis Smith Jr. is a tough cover because he can finish with either hand. You better not give up the lane because he'll make you look foolish.
And so here is Oklahoma City. This their first look at this year's New York squad.
Yeah, and they swept this matchup the 2 times they played last year. They held the advantage on paper and on the court.
Well, a year ago, there was a big gap in talent between the two teams. But changes are always made, and we'll see how they match up this time around.
And here's the fast break. Barrett leading the way. And the dunk by Smith.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Thunder trailing by 21. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Smith with the ball. Nice shot by Portis.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Oklahoma City has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. The pass to Noel. There's the dish to Schroeder. Ferguson for 3. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
We are talking about a very solid passer at his position. Schroeder identifying an open teammate.
Smith against Schroeder. Pass to Barrett. Up top, Portis. And again, it's New York.
And if you look at this first half, overall, they've just had the better shot selection.
And I think, obviously, we see the execution and the willingness to make the next pass so important.
Here's Ferguson after the made shot from Bobby Portis. And the call will be against R.J. Barrett. That's his first foul. Baisley passes to Noel.
And they've had a real tough half here, Kev. No surprise. The score reflects the amount of turnovers they've had. Way too many.
Pass to Barrett. For three, Smith. But they'll get another chance. Here's Gibson, and the rejection by Noel.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
So the Thunder, their last game, a loss to Detroit.
And missing your free throws usually changes the complexion of a game. Certainly did in that one.
You know this, Greg. Nothing gets a crowd into the game more than a bunch of missed free throws. That's one of the worst things you can do on the road.
And trailing here in the first, you'd like to see them be a little more aggressive on the offensive glass.
Here's Barrett. It falls for the sixth time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
And this is Barrett at his best. Looking for a shot, being active on offense. Love it.
Oh, and here comes Smith all alone. And it's slammed in by Smith.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
And it's the Thunder with the ball. The Knicks making the shot. Baisley passes to Schroeder, and he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
They feed off the energy of Dennis Schroeder, and when he gets these opportunities, he makes the most of them.
Pass to Barrett. There's 45 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Smith. And it's Noel with the rebound.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Here's Knox. And the rejection by Noel.
We know Noel is a superb shot blocker. It may be his best attribute, Kevin.
Maurice Harkless is checked in for New York. We've got 28 seconds left to play in the first. Here's Knox. And the Knicks miss again. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Here's Ferguson. No good that time. Here's Knox. He had 15 points last outing. Oh, and the jam by Harkless.
Really good patience from Kevin Knox, understanding how to deliver a pass on time and on target.
And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's New York ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. Their defense has been active and effective. Back to the action after this word. Chris Ball talks about the matchups he faces at the point guard.
The toughest position in the NBA night in and night out is the point guard position. You know, every night you look at the board, the coach is pretty much going to say, their team goes as such and such goes. You know what I mean? So that's the toughest part, and that's probably the funnest part, too, because it's competition.
And CP3, one of the most competitive players in the game.
It's an obsession with him, and you can see how hard he gets after it every time he takes the court.
And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. And the Knicks guys have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
And why wouldn't they, Greg? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
On the floor for Oklahoma City, getting going here in the second quarter. We've got Dennis Schroeder. Muscala is out there with Nerlens Noel. And it's Ferguson in at shooting guard. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So, Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much. Here's Portis. after the made shot from Dennis Schroeder.
Well, hard to find a team more iconic in the NBA than the New York Knicks. They are a premier brand.
Greg, this is absolutely true. This is an organization that has played a few games in London that have helped them, and it hasn't seemed to matter that the team has struggled for an extended period of time. They remain a major media presence in a major market. The NBA is better when the New York Knicks are a factor. You know, we talk all the time about how important it is to have bigs who can stretch the floor. An example there.
Here's Schroeder, and he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Lets it fly. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Schroeder's got 6.
Well, Dennis Schroeder taking advantage of the pick and roll action. Very good decision maker.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And for the length of Bobby Portis, he's sure to provide a bit of fire when he's on the floor.
Well, Portis is never afraid to mix it up with the opponent or sometimes his own guys. This guy plays with a passion that maybe isn't for everyone, but boy, it does spark his teams.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. The 2018 rookie class has been something to watch, Doris. Talent at the top, but also some terrific mid-round picks.
You know, no question, Landry Shamet is a guy who I think can be a clutch, big-time scorer who does not seem bowed by any moment, doesn't seem to be affected by pressure. Mitchell Robinson had one of the great shot-blocking seasons in New York Knicks history. I know the team didn't have success, but as a second-round guy, Mitchell Robinson could have an awfully long career.
Now, here is Gallinari. He's coming off a 10-point game against Detroit.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
Harkless. New York, no good that time either. The Thunder have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Gallinari inside the 3-point line. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Gallinari's got his first 2 points of the night.
And the future Hall of Famer loves to dish the rock. Paul has a pass-first mentality. He makes everyone around him better.
Now here's Harkless. 11 points for him in that last game against Utah. It's tipped. 6 to shoot. Smith kicks to Harkless. Over Noel. The shot by Harkless, no good. The Thunder have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Goes up on the block. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Here's Portis. Second shot opportunity. And he lays it up and in. Portis has got 9 points in the quarter.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And the foul on Dennis Smith Jr. That's his first foul. And New York making a change here. Payton's checked in. The Thunder also changing it up. Andre Robertson, he's checked in for Noel. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Gallinari outside. Paul outside. 5 on the clock. Well, we're now on the back end of what has been, Greg, an incredible career for Chris Paul. Perhaps no longer the undisputed best point guard in the game, but still a top talent.
And Chris Paul might not be the best point guard, but any team would be happy to have him. His efficiency and playmaking aren't going away anytime soon. And even though he's never been an overly athletic player, that aspect of his game still is strong as ever.
And the first one drops.
Well, the Thunder begin on the defensive end of the floor. This is a team whose formula is to force a ton of turnovers, come up with steals, get out in transition. Last year, 4th in the league in defensive rating.
Robinson's checked in for Bobby Portis. And both free throws good from Paul.
And no doubt Paul is still a top-tier point guard, a determined defender, and, of course, a remarkable distributor.
There's the pass to Dotson. Robinson with it. Back to Dotson. Payton outside. The three. It's rebounded by Robertson. And for the Thunder defense, Doris, it starts with their rebounder.
Well, you have to begin with their strong interior defense. That lets their wings get out and pressure and take some chances. Defense has turned into a pillar for this team.
Now, Gilgeous-Alexander after the missed three from Elfrid Payton. Over Robinson. Robinson with the block. Here's Dotson. Gallinari covering. And now a fast break for the Thunder. A pull-up. No good on that one. The Knicks go the other way with it. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. And that game concludes a 5-game homestand.
Well, what you want to see from Elfrid Payton are floor general skills on full display. Finds the open teammate. Nice.
And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Taken away. Here's Harkless. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Harkless. Doris, you've said this often. It is incredibly difficult to compare guys of different positions in different eras, isn't it?
It really is. There's so many discussions about who's the GOAT, who's the greatest of all potential time. And there are certain names that are always going to pop to the top of the list, LeBron James. But it's very difficult to me, say, to compare a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the greatest to ever man the center position, had the impossible-to-check sky hook. But how do you compare him with LeBron James, who, though he is, and I don't know what position he is, he may be the greatest passer in the history of the league. Like, let's enjoy individual greatness without comparison.
Now here's Paul. 8 points for him. Shot clock at 4. Adams' shot is off. New York's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Down low and taken away by Paul. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Here's Dotson. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That is his first foul of the game. Randall finds Robinson.
Well, Steven Adams making his presence felt. This guy on the defensive end can be special.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4. New York's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Payton passes to Robinson. Back to Payton. At the top of the key, Harkless. Over Robertson. New York, no good that time either.
Boy, against so little defensive pressure, you have to convert that.
Kicks to Paul. Jacks up a 3. Offensive rebound. Adams. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Julius Randle picks one up.
As physical a player as there is in the entire NBA, Steven Adams putting the defense in a tough spot.
Doris, Adams a terrific player on the floor, but you know what? He's a great teammate as well. They always talk about the great chemistry he brings to the Thunder.
And anyone who's had a conversation with Steven Adams knows he is quite a character. This guy is so easygoing. He's fun. I think he brings a great vibe to the locker room. First free throw is good. You know, sometimes we bemoan the lack of physicality in the league these days. That is not something that applies to Mr. Steven Adams.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Now here's Peyton. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Passes it to Dotson. And it's blocked. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Tight defense on him. New York's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Puts it up from 17. Dotson can't hit. Difficult situation for Oklahoma City. Here's Robertson, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And last season, Andre Robertson missing so much time due to injury. Think back in his career, he's been a pivotal piece for the Thunder for so long. His absence was clearly felt.
That free throw, no good. And with Robertson, you're missing his versatility on the defensive end.
It's no secret that he is out there due to his incredible defense. This guy can guard forwards, he can guard guards, and his reach is so important to this defensive scheme.
And New York making a change here. Gibson's checked in. Second free throw, no good.
And now, in his second year of coaching the Knicks, David Fizdale putting more of a stamp on this team, changing the mindset of the franchise.
Well, the New York Knicks hired David Fizdale to steer the ship with a group of young players. And I want you to think back to where he earned his stripes. That was with the LeBron James and Dwayne Wade championship Miami teams. So he knows culture and he knows winning.
Here's Adams. The Knicks making the shot. Gallinari wide open. That 3 off the mark.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Peyton, good.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Paul passes to Adams. Gallinari outside. Five to shoot. Adams down low. Defended by Gibson.
There is a persistence about Steven Adams. Quality defense will not deter this guy if he wants to score. Nice finish.
Here's Dotson. He's got 7, and they call an illegal screen here. And we've got a moment to look at the rebounding trend over the last few months for Randall.
And those are some numbers that he can't be happy about. His rebounding totals have taken a dip over the past few months. He's got to get back to giving the kind of effort on the boards we were seeing from him earlier.
Robertson can't hit.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Peyton with the ball. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
The Thunder have gone 4 of 6 so far from the line, missing a couple. That's good from Gilgeous-Alexander. Doris, such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
And he makes the first. Well, you look at the length of Knox, Doris, his arm span, his frame, he can be a handful.
No doubt. Kevin Knox is able, because of that frame you talked about, to shrug off contact and muscle through most players. His reach allows him to be disruptive on the defensive end. So in terms of the physical metrics, you love what this guy brings to the table. Guys, when you consider the New York Knicks roster, there is some talent amongst their young players. More than a handful of their guys in their first 3 years in the league. Kevin Knox, Mr. Robinson, and Mr. Dotson all could be factors for them in the future.
Now, here is Muscala. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
Well, the New Zealander shows a little hops on the alley-oop.
And so Payton will bring it up for the Knicks. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And Barrett slams it in.
Have to be aware of Barrett. He's solid at recognizing when it's time to go for the alley-oop.
Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Doris with the youth. The Knicks added Dennis Smith to that bunch as well.
No doubt, Kevin. This was a player they had their eyes on. So when you couple Dennis Smith Jr. with some of the young assets they've collected over the last couple of years, there's a ton of young talent coming up in New York right now.
Here's Barrett. Steven Adams making his last shot. Here's Knox. Nice touch on the shot from close range. Knox has got 4 points this quarter.
Let's tell you, be aggressive, be assertive on the interior. Nice, Kevin Knox.
Charity stripe shot. Here's Adams. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
You have to appreciate the doggedness and intensity on the glass. Wow.
Payton outside to the right side. Here's Knox. No good from outside. They have a very long way to go to get within sight of the lead.
And from what we've seen so far, guys, don't hold your breath.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's coming off a 13-point game against Detroit. 6 on the shot clock. That's a 2 from Paul. Here's Adams, and Adams with the slam.
Well, Steven Adams is not the top of the list in terms of your scouting report, but you better be prepared because this guy can get rolling.
Payton against Paul. Payton dishes to Barrett. Out to the right wing. The inside shot. Handle no good.
Well, it hasn't been the most efficient game for this guy, but their team is fortunate to still be out in front.
Ferguson misses. The Knicks leading by 23. Here's Knox. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. But they recover it. Out to Payton. Tries again. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
I think if you're very aggressive with Elfrid Payton, this guy is getting good at picking up these kinds of fouls.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him.
I think Elfrid Payton has exciting potential. He's got unbelievable defensive instincts and work habits. He just needs to develop a little bit more on the offensive end. And
both free throws good for Payton. Here's Schroeder. And so it's the New York Knicks holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Elfrid Payton. Elfrid, great passing in the first half. How does that impact the offense when the ball is moving like we saw it?
Everybody's getting easy shots. You know, it's much easier than contested shots, and guys are knocking it down.
Well, a really good first half, Elfrid. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. There was no stopping R.J. Barrett in the first half. He had 16 points, 6 assists, and 1 rebound. Taking a look at the Knicks, Kenny, what'd you think?
What you see with R.J. Barrett, he constantly makes plays. Terrific finisher around the rim. The jumper's coming along, and he comes with high-level intangibles.
And, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Thunder.
Well, their sloppy play really surprised me, especially at the turnovers. No matter who they had out there, they never seem to be on the same page. Their only hope is to make every possession count, and that means taking care of the ball.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You know, R.J. Barrett has been exceptional here, guys.
And it's something that isn't his strength, but he's done a great job of finding the open man.
Well, what he did was sustain it throughout the first half. He ran the offense to absolute perfection.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. It's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Barrett is out there with Payton, and it's Dotson in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 for New York right now.
Yeah, what you like about Paul and the pick and roll, not just excellent timing with the pass, but the placement. It's always where it needs to be for the finish.
Here's Randall following the basket by Chris Paul. It's stolen by Adams. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. The promising point guard was traded to the Knicks, and Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity, and I've just got to make the most of it. But Kevin, we know one thing in New York, the ball is back in Smith's hands.
And DA, that's when he is at his best. Thank you.
And what started it all, terrific anticipation on the defensive end.
And that's exactly how you get yourself into transition. The gamble pays off.
Poked away. It's taken away by Payton. Randall passes to Robinson. The slam dunk by Robinson.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
And the shot goes in. 16 points for Steven Adams.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Payton against Paul. Pass to Randall. Some nice passing by New York here. Gallinari with the steal. Robertson can't hit. New York leading by 21. That's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. And a look now at the Thunder's upcoming schedule. On Sunday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics. Then on Wednesday, they'll be matching up against Mike Conley and the Utah Jazz.
And if I'm this team, I'm looking at this as a barometer to see how we stack up against some of the top teams in the league. They'll have to be at their best, but if they come out of this with some success, I think it'll build momentum for the rest of the run.
Well, Damian Dotson in his second season, this guy was able to get on the floor at a consistent rate and show that he could be a solid contributor.
And he knocks down the first one. And for Dotson, as you said, Doris, he got his chance as the Knicks started to play the young guys last season.
And he has the potential, Kevin, Damian Dotson, to be a fantastic three-point shooter from what he's shown to this point. You combine that with his high motor and energy, and there's a lot to like if you're a fan of this team.
You know, Greg, for the Thunder fans, hard to see their star power dwindle, but they got a lot in return.
Yeah, but the Thunder were capped out. They hadn't made it past the first round in 3 years. And in exchange for Paul George, they got one of the richest trade packages in league history.
Yep, that one goes in there. And that's 18 points for R.J. Barrett.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Now, here's Robertson. Here's Adams. There's another block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
That's how you drive your point home right there. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Robertson, the pass to Gallinari. To the wing right side, and Adams kicks to Robertson. Just 5 on the clock. No good. Shot missing. Excellent D that time from Robinson. Gallinari against Randall. Gallinari with the rebound. Thunder have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. That's a 2 from Paul. Goes back up. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, Steven Adams is as strong a player as there is in the NBA. Draws the contact there.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
No good on the free throw. That's off as well, so he misses both. Doris, when you look at the success of international players, and the league has a litany of very good international players, Doncic being the latest success story, is the perception changing about these kids when they come from overseas and play in the NBA?
Well, one of the greatest, and to me, the greatest international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, a Hall of Fame player, probably changed the perception to start with. Now, listen, over the years, Luka is going to have perhaps a Hall of Fame career if he stays healthy. The reality is this. The NBA is looking for the best players to man those 15 roster spots of the 30 NBA teams. It doesn't matter where you're from, what the color of your skin is. If you can play the game of basketball and play it at the highest level, the NBA wants you to be a part of their league.
So here's Gallinari after R.J. Barrett's bucket, and he comes up with the deuce.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
For Oklahoma City, they have been shooting 50% at the line, 5 of 10. Harkless is checked in for Damian Dotson. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Oklahoma City.
One shot.
That free throw good from Gallinari. For New York, they've gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. Smith feeling it out a bit. Barrett wide open. He fires from outside off the mark.
Well, 2 long-range bombs in the first, but that's stalled out right now.
Floats one up. Robertson can't hit.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
You're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect. Now, here is Gallinari. He's got 7. Again with the block, making his presence felt on this end.
He's holding down the fort, anchoring the defense. Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
Now, Gilgeous-Alexander. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Clock at 6. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. And Barrett gets it to go.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it. Now here's Schroeder. He has 6. Knocked loose. Adams, the pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Sweet little floater. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 5 now.
Well, the touch and the focus. What a pretty move in the lane.
Schroeder against Smith. Randall outside. Back to Smith. Randall finds Smith. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Drops in the layup for 2. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Have to love the ball distribution. Keep everyone involved.
And here's Smith. 6 points for him. From outside the arc. A second chance effort. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. The Knicks haven't made a mistake at the line yet. 10 of 10. And the first one at the line is good. And with the way Mitchell Robinson can protect the rim, Doris, there's a lot to like about that second-round pick.
Yeah, on draft day, Mitchell Robinson flew under the radar, but he had a great summer league. He got tremendous minutes early as a rookie. This is a great leaper, a great shot blocker, always something teams can use, both of those attributes.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. Here's Schroeder. Banked in off the glass. Schroeder's got 8. Knicks have gotten 8 of their 11 shots to drop since the break. A great third quarter for them offensively. Pass to Knox. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And Kevin Knox, yet another player out of the University of Kentucky. We've seen so many enter the NBA from that program. What they love about Kevin Knox is his ability to score at all 3 levels.
The first one falls. And with Knox, the Knicks kept feeding him minutes, Doris, allowing him to learn on the fly.
Yes, because of the circumstance with his team, he got a lot of the offense running through him as the season progressed. And for Kevin Knox, he had ample room to grow and make mistakes, and that's critical to his development.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
So Kevin Knox, the 9th pick back in the 2018 draft. What an outstanding year he had at Kentucky before deciding to come to the NBA.
It's rebounded by New York. Robinson's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, I really like Kevin Knox taking the initiative and seeking contact right there. Nicely done.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game. The first free throw is good. He's off on the second. And Mitchell Robinson is going to pick up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Oklahoma City shooting 41% from the floor so far in the 3rd. Here's Schroeder. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Bobby Portis.
You can see Schroeder's shoot-first mentality if a defender overcommits. Nicely done.
Greg, last season, Dennis Schroeder transitioning to more of a 6th-man role with the Thunder.
And for his first go at that role, I thought Schroeder looked really good. He's always been able to score and create, and coming off the bench might be the best spot for him.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Schroeder. And Doris, even though Schroeder changed roles when he was traded from Atlanta to the Thunder, he has embraced his new team.
A lot of people wondered, would Schroeder be willing to go to the bench and accept that role? He proved he was more than capable. And no longer having to act as a leader on a team, I think for Schroeder, he just enjoys going out and competing on a team with high aspirations. It's been a good fit.
Now, here's Barrett. 24 points for him.
And with this kind of momentum behind him, Barrett, a terror. Love seeing him hammer it home.
Schroeder with the ball. It's stolen by Smith. Over to the left wing. Knox. And the Knicks good for 2. And so it's Schroeder with the ball. He'll bring it up for Oklahoma City. It's stolen by Smith. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And it's the Knicks with the ball. Barrett with the ball. Now guarded by Schroeder. Barrett kicks to Portis. Now here's Barrett. He's guarded by Schroeder. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Portis. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got 4 rebounds in this game. Ferguson, the pass to Schroeder. Muscala with the ball. Covered by Smith. Muscala gets the bucket. Muscala's got his first 3 points of the game.
I'll tell you, you are playing with fire anytime you leave this guy open, and they just got burned.
To the paint, here's Barrett, and the pass to Portis. New York, no good that time either.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And that one hits back iron. New York's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And Greg, talking to scouts about R.J. Barrett, they love the athleticism. But what makes him especially good is the work ethic and the confidence.
Yeah, some elite prospects will take plays off. This guy never does. He's not one that sits around and reads his press clippings. He's a warrior, a leader, and he's proven to be a winner.
And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
Here's Ferguson. 6 points for him. Second chance shot. And while we can, let's see which rookies have led the way in scoring since the All-Star break. 5th is R.J. Barrett.
As this season progresses, you can see his confidence growing. Sometimes you forget that he's just a rookie. I mean, he looks very confident and poised with his approach to the game.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops.
And the first few seasons in the NBA, not an easy time for Terrence Ferguson. Young wings have their ups and downs, but the franchise still very much believes in his talent.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
Back to Knox. No one near Payton as he lets it go. New York, no good that time either. And with Ferguson, the fans can be hard on him. They're expecting more. But, Greg, it's going to take time for him.
You know, Ferguson has already made big strides with his defense. The shot and consistency will come, but the fans will have to be patient with him.
This guy just can't find his rhythm, and you look up at the scoreboard, they absolutely need his productivity.
Here's Payton, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. There's 1:47 left to play here in the third. Down to 5 on the shot clock. New York needs to get off a shot. Portis can't get it to go. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Baisley passes to Muscala. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's his first trip to the line.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. Dotson's checked in for the Knicks. And he makes the first, but misses the second. And now the Knicks on the break. Payton outside. Passes it to Portis. Over Muscala. New York, no good that time either.
Boy, what a nightmare quarter for this guy. He's playing right into the hands of the defense at this point.
Payton against Schroeder. And stolen by Payton. Pass to Knox. Jumps up, rips down the breakaway slam.
Incredibly strong hands of Elfrid Payton. Excels at taking chances on defense and prying the ball away.
And for the Thunder, they're shooting just 34% from the floor. Here's Ferguson. He's got 8. And he lobs it up toward the rim.
Oh, what a pass. And then he lays it in with the circus move.
So smooth. Payton against Schroeder. Pass to Knox. Shot clock at 6. Here's Portis. Great touch on the 16-footer. Portis has got 15 points.
And even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
That is the competitiveness he brings to the table. Every night you're going to get great effort from him.
Here's Dotson. The putback. Can't get the putback. And so it's the New York Knicks up by 33 points as the buzzer sounds. A huge lead for them. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And Oklahoma City, looking who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Diallo out there with Ferguson. Then it's Noel. And it's Baisley in at the 4. No good from Gibson. Takes the 3. Rebounded by Knox. New York shooting at 51%. Really solid. Ellington kicks to Bullock. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. The big dunk at the end of the break.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Trier passes to Gibson. Back to Trier. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Doris, we've both been very public in our admiration for LeBron, the face of the league, for so many years. When he retires, and we're approaching that date, who do you think might step up and take his place as the face of the NBA?
Well, probably the most likely candidate is the new and reigning MVP, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is an absolute physical force. He's put on 50 pounds. He's getting more and more skilled. When he adds that three-point shot as a consistent weapon and gets to an in-between game, he will be impossible to guard. Kawhi Leonard, you know, he is now sort of taking over as a multi-time winner of the Finals MVP, and certainly a player guys want to play with. So just a couple of possibilities there, Kev.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Oklahoma City shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. The pass to Baisley. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Passes it to Diallo. Now here's Noel. Trier with the rebound. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
You know, didn't need 2 hands for that slam. One will do just fine.
You're right. He can save the other hand for the next time. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. And stolen by Ellington. And a fast break now for New York. They get a hand on it, and stolen by Noel. The finish, throws down off the coast-to-coast drive.
Well, that's what you call wingspan. Nerlens Noel is so long and so effective poking the ball away and getting the break started.
Here's Trier, pass to Ellington. Here's Knox. Doris, you and I are faced with this a lot, voting for the MVP. Great stats versus winning. Where do you stand on that when you vote for the league MVP?
Well, winning could be the definitive line if I have two candidates who are close. For instance, for me, this last MVP came down to James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I took it to the last possible moment. And I could have gone in either direction and been comfortable. Ultimately, I went with Giannis, and the deciding factor came down to he led his team to the best record in the league. It was a difficult vote, but ultimately it's one category which helps tilt me in one direction or another.
And I did too, and what also helped me was just the improvement defensively they had made, and I know Antetokounmpo was a very big part of it.
No, it's a great point. He was a two-way force.
And that one's good. Noel.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. Here's Knox. Shoots from 8. Count it. Knox has got 9 points now in just the second half.
You can see it. He's taking better shots, and the results are coming because of it.
For Oklahoma City, they've gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Pass to Diallo. 3 on the clock. For the 3. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. On the wing, Ellington. Doris, in 2004, the Charlotte Bobcats became the NBA's 30th team. When do you think we're going to see another team added, whether it's an expansion or even multiple expansions?
Well, let's go directly to the most important source, and that's Commissioner Adam Silver, who has said that expansion is inevitable, but right now not a huge priority. So, you know, listen, we've heard Seattle is on the short list of cities that wants to get a team, and what a great city, what a great NBA fan base. I hope someday we get back to Seattle.
So much history up there. You're correct. Paisley, good.
And the D getting outworked there on the putback. Can't let that happen.
Greg, you have got to put a body on somebody. We talk about it ad nauseum, but you've got to be disciplined with the box outs.
And the Knicks with possession here. Following the score by Oklahoma City. And it's Bullock missing. Here's Ferguson. And the 3 off target. Here's Trier, and it's Bullock in the corner. The pass to Knox. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
You can see physical defense does not bother Kevin Knox. He almost wants the contact.
Here's Ferguson. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Passes it to Diallo. Here's Nader. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Offensive rebound. Noel. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Don't you love how Noel just sticks with it, never gives up on the possession, working really hard for his guys.
Here's Trier. He's guarded by Diallo. Doris, all right, this is going to come out of the blue here, but if you had to choose between raising the height of the basket or widening the floor or even widening the lane, Which would it be?
I have very strong feelings on this, Kevin, and for me it would be widening the floor. And the reason I say that is it feels to me in the last couple of years there are more sideline violations where teams are turning it over because they're trying to get to that corner three, one of the most advantageous, best shots in today's game. But because that three-point line is so close to the sideline out of bounds, we're seeing too many violations. So if I had to choose between one or the other, I would absolutely widen the floor.
Here's Trier, the Thunder making the shot. Pass to Knox. Back to Trier from deep. No good on the shot, and it's Oklahoma City the other way. Pass to Diallo. Baseline J on the way. Again, Oklahoma City. Here's Trier. He kicks it to Bullock. To the left wing. Here's Knox. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
I'll tell you, you have got to have a short memory. You put a poor first half behind you, and you get to work here in the second.
And there's the pass to Nader. To the inside. And Noel throws it down. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 13 rebounds.
At his size, you simply cannot give up that kind of deep positioning to Nerlens Noel.
Pass to Knox. Tries from 7. Looks good, is good. That's his 7th basket in 12 tries.
Well, they're winning largely because of this guy's play. He has been sensational.
Here's Nader, defended by Gibson. Nader the pass to Noel. Now Diallo. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Boy, it's been a struggle in this quarter, and the team needs more from him. There's no doubt.
Some nice passing by New York here, and good that time. Knox has got 21 in the game.
What an aggressive mindset in this period. He's starting to take over.
The Thunder shooting in the fourth quarter has been efficient at 56%. Tipped away. Ferguson, the pass to Noel. Here's Ferguson. Six to shoot. The second chance effort. Noel. Great positioning on the putback.
How about the anticipations from Mr. Noel? Okay, lights out.
Here's Trier. He's guarded by Diallo. Here's Bullock. It's deflected. Here's Nader. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. Here's Trier. Doris, when you look at draft eligibility requirements, it is a very fluid topic with a lot of different ways it could go, a lot of moving parts. Where do you stand?
I'll tell you the truth, Kevin. I'm conflicted about this because I believe there is real value to the college experience. There's high-level coaching across the game at the collegiate level, but I also believe that young men who have talent should be able to, when they are eligible, decide when they want to become professionals. So listen, I'm sort of in the middle. There are legitimate arguments to be had for both sides. What I hope, regardless, is we get the best players in the league, and that's certainly going to happen whenever it happens.
Free throw good. Bullock and the Knicks making a change here. Harkless is checked in. Burton's checked in for the Thunder. Dennis Schroeder comes in for Terrence Ferguson. And so Bullock nails both of them. And for the Thunder, they're shooting just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. Fast break, here they come. And he lobs it up. Oh, and the jam by Harkless.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for the Thunder. Now Diallo. Here's Burton. Diallo inside. Ellington defending. Diallo no good. Now here's Ellington. Pass to Gibson. You know, Doris, you and I love history. And we were talking the other day, you and I, about Bill Russell and his 11 championship rings. Do you think anyone's ever going to break that record?
I think it'll be close to impossible, Kevin, and the reason is, number one, there were so many fewer teams back then for Bill Russell, in no way diminishing the greatness of one of the game changers, both between the lines and outside the lines. Bill Russell will always be an historic figure. But it's very tough to compare eras. There's now 30 teams, nutrition, conditioning, coaching. There's just so much more information in the current era.
Kevin Knox is checked in for New York. Muscala, he's checked in for Oklahoma City.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
We've got 1:23 left in the fourth quarter.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Knicks.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for R.J. Barrett.
This guy has been shot-making all night long. He commands the rock and takes over.
Pass to Trier. Gibson with it. Shot clock at 5. Here's Knox. Offensive rebound. Now the pass to Trier. Kicks to Ellington. Passes to Knox. And now a fast break for the Thunder. Schroeder leading the charge. Diallo no good.
And he saw the play develop, but the pass just wasn't there.
It was a really good thought for sure, but the lob has got to be better than that.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. With Elfrid Payton, bench was big tonight. How confident are you in their abilities?
Very confident. Those guys work on their games. They know that time's going to come, and then when the opportunity comes, they're ready for it. So I'm very confident in all my teammates.
Well, they had your back tonight, Elfrid. Thanks. Kevin, back to you.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.